Hello, I'm Wisconsin Attorney General J.B. Van Hollen, and I want to welcome you and introduce you to what I consider to be an exciting new statewide public safety program, the Wisconsin Crime Alert Network. The Wisconsin Crime Alert Network is something that we at the Department of Justice have been working on for a number of years. We realized that the Crime Alert Network, similar to ours, that had existed in the state of Minnesota for approximately 10 years, was very successful in combining individuals, the business community, and law enforcement in increasing the public safety of its citizens. We wanted to make sure that that model would work in Wisconsin to increase our public safety as well. We are now prepared to roll out Wisconsin's Crime Alert Network. Wisconsin's Crime Alert Network gives local law enforcement the ability to roll out information to the members of its Crime Alert Network to help them better protect their businesses and communities, and to also help them help law enforcement prevent crime and to try to take offenders off of the streets. The Wisconsin Crime Alert Network gives local law enforcement the chance, through either faxes, emails, or texts, to reach out to businesses and individuals who are part of the Crime Alert Network, either regionally, statewide, or on certain subject matters to give them information to help protect them and to help law enforcement do their job. We invite you to be part of this new network, and we look forward to having you on board.
Sure, go ahead.
Hey, I just got a Crime Alert email.
And that's the text message. What is it?
It's Wisconsin's Crime Alert Network. I'm Attorney General J.B. Van Hollen. For $12 a year, you can receive important bulletins from police alerting you to what's happening where you live.
The thieves are posing as utility workers to get into homes. The photo shows what their van looks like.
Mom, there's someone at the door.
That's the van in the alert.
Call 911.
Visit wisconsincrimealert.gov to learn more.
This message paid for by the Wisconsin Department of Justice.
If you look at all the retail businesses that are out there today, you have gas stations, restaurants, motels, grocery stores, and there's other businesses as well. There's service businesses, wholesale, financial, and manufacturing. And they all have something in common. They all have assets to protect. Most businesses have some type of an inventory, and it may be an inventory that's been built up over the course of months, years, even generations. Almost every business has some type of a building or facility where their employees come to work and their customers come to shop. Businesses have some type of equipment, whether it be manufacturing equipment or office computer equipment. And every business has cash. As they say, cash is king. So what happens if crime strikes a business? What happens if the inventory is destroyed by arson or theft and they no longer have products to sell? What if the building is destroyed and no longer can the employees come to work? Customers cannot come to shop. What if the equipment has been damaged and they no longer can turn out their product? And most importantly, what if their cash has been taken through embezzlement, theft, robbery, and they no longer can pay their employees, pay their rent, pay their suppliers? Businesses have other assets to protect as well. They have their employees, their customers, their operations, anything that affects their ability to turn out their product or services, and, very importantly, they have their reputation to protect. Nothing can destroy a business faster, even a community, than being the victim of a heinous crime. The Patrick Cudahy fire shows what one individual with a military flair can do. In the course of 30 seconds, the entire Patrick Cudahy plant was destroyed. Luckily, Patrick Cudahy was large enough to rebuild and to keep all their employees employed. For a lot of companies, that would have meant the end of their existence and the end of all the jobs in the community. A Koss executive embezzles $34 million. Luckily for Koss, they were large enough to absorb this loss. For many companies, this would have been enough to put them out of business. In Austin, Texas, in 1991, there was a robbery at a yogurt store. It was 10 o'clock at night on a Saturday evening in one of the busiest streets in Austin. While this robbery went bad, 4 teenage girls aged 13 to 17 were sexually assaulted and murdered during this robbery. This crime still haunts Austin to this day, 20 years later. Imagine what a crime like this would do in your community. A similar crime happened at a Starbucks in Georgetown, a very upscale area of Washington, D.C. It was a busy Sunday evening. A robbery went bad. 3 college-age employees were murdered. If you walk by that Starbucks till this day, there still is a shrine with people putting flowers to commemorate the loss. There are many types of crimes that can affect businesses. There's burglary, robbery, theft, fraud, arson, extortion, embezzlement, and disgruntled and former employee attacks. So what does a business owner do to protect themselves against crime? They may try and deter crime by putting lights around the perimeter. They may help prevent crime by buying a state-of-the-art lock system or security system. They may help the police in solving crime, even assist in locating criminals with information they have. However, in order to do any of these things, they need knowledge. If they don't know what's going on, they cannot accomplish any of these things. The crime prevention officer for the city of Madison said the #1 complaint of businesses is they want to be better informed. There may be a robbery a few streets over, a theft around the block, one even down the street, and when do they find out? When they're victim number 4. And what businesses want is just to be better informed so they can make their own decisions. And that was part of the motivation for Wisconsin Attorney General J.B. Van Hollen to create the Wisconsin Crime Alert Network. The real motivation for the Attorney General creating the Wisconsin Crime Alert Network was a child abduction case back in 2007. The Minnesota Crime Alert Network was responsible for the safe recovery of 4 abducted children from Wisconsin. At that point in time, Wisconsin Attorney General J.B. Van Hollen said there's no reason why Wisconsin should not have their own crime alert network with their own law enforcement agencies and with their own subscribers. There are 2 user groups for the Wisconsin Crime Alert Network: law enforcement, which sends out crime alerts, businesses and the public, which receive alerts. On the law enforcement side, agencies using the system are local police departments and sheriff's departments, state agencies, federal law enforcement agencies, and tribal police throughout Wisconsin. Businesses receive alerts based on where they are located and the type of business they have. They also pay a $12 membership fee. This program is paid for not with taxpayer dollars, but through subscription fees. The Wisconsin Crime Alert Network is a web-based system for law enforcement agencies to send out alerts to businesses and the public about crime which may affect them. It can also be used for crime prevention and deterrence, solving crime, apprehending criminals, as well as notifying the public about police actions such as a barricaded suspect or an active shooter. What makes the Wisconsin Crime Alert Network truly unique is that alerts are targeted based upon type of business, location, and alerts are sent via email, cell phone text, and fax. When someone from the public decides to sign up for the Crime Alert Network, they will go online to wisconsincrimealert.gov. Afterwards, they'll put in the name of their company. However, individuals can also sign up, and then they'll put in their street address. They'll select what county they're in. They can also select if they are a Neighborhood Watch member. Next, they'll select what type of business they have. We have over 50 categories of different types of businesses. If someone from the general public wants to sign up, they would select General Public. And these are some of the membership categories that we have. Next, the subscriber gets to decide how they want to receive alerts. They can pick up to 4 different devices, so they can select to receive alerts through email accounts, cell phone text, even fax, any combination up to 4. Now here's a scenario how the Wisconsin Crime Alert Network would be used. Say there's a pharmacy robbery in Appleton, Wisconsin. A second, a third, even a 4th robbery of pharmacies in the Appleton area. The investigating officer decides that they want to send out a crime alert bulletin using the Wisconsin Crime Alert Network. They'll select the geographic area that they want to send it to. They will select which groups they want to receive the alert. Next, the officer fills out the crime alert form, listing all the details of the incident. In our example here, the officer has a surveillance photo that they want to attach to the alert. So they would upload the photo, and once the alert is ready to go, they will press send. In our example here, the alert is going to all the pharmacies in the eastern region of Wisconsin. So now pharmacies throughout the area are receiving this alert via email, text, and fax. One pharmacist has just received the alert, and he has seen the surveillance photo of the suspect. And if you watch real closely, you'll see the reaction on the pharmacist's face as he sees the suspect enter his store. The pharmacist calls police, and police arrest the suspect. There are many scenarios where you would use the Wisconsin Crime Alert Network, besides crime prevention and deterrence, finding stolen property, locating missing persons, identifying suspects, locating fugitives, and notifying the public about police action. Common questions. My city has a crime notification system. The Wisconsin Crime Alert Network is not meant to be a replacement for your local crime notification system. Ours is meant to be an additional tool. The Crime Alert Network connects you not only with your city, but other cities throughout the state and other counties. I get alerts through my business association. That is a great way to receive alerts. However, the alerts from the Crime Alert Network can only be received by subscribing to the Crime Alert Network. My police department keeps me informed. The Wisconsin Crime Alert Network is a new tool for your local police department or sheriff's department to keep you informed. Will I receive too many alerts? What's special about the Wisconsin Crime Alert Network is alerts are targeted based on geographic and also based on type of business category. Therefore, you only receive alerts that are relevant to you based on where you are located and the type of business you have, or whether you are the general public. I'm not affected by crime. For those not affected by crime, consider joining the Crime Alert Network as a way to support law enforcement in Wisconsin. We've had numerous success stories in the Wisconsin Crime Alert system just in the last few months. The success story was an armed robbery out of Prairie du Sac. This individual went into a local pharmacy and he had a .44 Magnum revolver. He assaulted the pharmacist and stole morphine pills. This alert went out to numerous law enforcement agencies, and through that alert, the coordination between numerous agencies was able to be initiated, and this led to the arrest through the multi-agency cooperation. This was a gas station drive-off case out of the Sun Prairie, Madison area. They had over $1,100 in drive-offs from the suspect. They had already identified the suspect. However, they wanted to see if other law enforcement agencies in the area also had cases related to their suspect. They sent out this crime alert with this photo of the surveillance, and they were able to get numerous responses back from outlying agencies, and together they were able to put together 25 theft counts against this individual. This alert came out of Chippewa Falls. This individual broke into the medication vending machine at St. Joseph's Hospital and stole $4,000 in cash. When the alert went out with the surveillance photos attached, within 30 minutes, Chippewa Falls Police Department received calls identifying the suspect, and he was later arrested. This alert came out of Lake Delton. This alert dealt with a burglary of a convenience store, and this was a surveillance photo that was attached to the alert. Within 20 minutes of the alert going out, Lake Delton Police Department received several calls from Wisconsin Dells police officers, including 2 off-duty officers that received the alerts on their cell phones. They identified the suspect, and the suspect and another individual were charged with burglarizing this convenience store, and they were also charged with 5 other break-ins of vehicles and the theft of a vehicle. So not only did this alert solve the break-in, but it also stopped a crime spree that was happening in the Lake Delton area. The Wisconsin Crime Alert Network is truly a beneficial tool for crime fighting in Wisconsin. We urge you to go to www.wisconsincrimealert.gov and sign up for a 1-year, 3-year, or 5-year subscription to receive alerts on the Wisconsin Crime Alert Network.